Penny showed up at Leonard's door with her reconciled boyfriend, Zach, to return a borrowed magazine. Zach had no airs about him at all. He was simple-hearted, straightforward, and genuinely wanted to get along with this group of highly intelligent people and make friends with them. But in the eyes of Leonard, Sheldon, and the others, the unpretentious and direct Zach became nothing more than an ordinary guy they could freely mock. Relying on their advanced degrees and scientific knowledge, they made veiled, sarcastic remarks that ridiculed Zach's lowness and lack of sophistication. They carried themselves with an airy superiority, treating their teasing as entertainment, convinced it was all just harmless fun. They watched Zach struggle to keep up with their conversations, looking bewildered, and felt secretly pleased with themselves, believing this was the unique pleasure of being smart. But the joke was never really on Zach. It was on their own narrow-mindedness. Eventually, even the slow-witted Zach caught on. He read the contempt and mockery beneath their words, and his smile vanished instantly. Hurt and humiliated, he turned around and walked out. The merriment came to an abrupt halt, and the atmosphere in the room plummeted to freezing point. At that moment, Leonard's heart sank. The smug thrill of their joking evaporated in an instant, replaced by a surge of guilt and panic. It suddenly dawned on him that their so-called cleverness was not wit at all. It was nothing but condescending cruelty. They had trampled all over someone else's sincerity, using their academic credentials and intellectual gap to bully a genuinely open-hearted person. Watching Zach storm off in anger and Penny look utterly disappointed, Leonard was flooded with remorse. He knew that Zach might not be brilliant, but he was kind, and he had never shown the slightest malice. What he and his friends had passed off as jokes was, at its core, pure disdain and arrogance. So he set aside his pride and took the lead in going after Zach to apologize. Without complicated excuses, a simple gesture of goodwill was enough for the forgiving Zach to let them off the hook. In that moment, Leonard felt a jumble of emotions, and the shame weighed even heavy on him. Intelligence was never meant to be a tool for looking down on others. Gentleness and respect are the truest marks of a cultivated character.